Now let's get this rolling. Our squad is already set up with a mod called Randomize Gatecrasher loadouts. Most of our rookies have SMGs, but with grenades at our disposal it should be easily doable.
Y'all ready?
Right off the bat, we start up on the high ground. And we will waste no time trying to find our first group of enemies to engage with our height advantage.
I move.
And right away, we find the officer pod. A very promising first engagement. The rest of the turn is spent dashing the rest of the rookies into position to take down the officer pod as quickly as possible. The pod only moves closer to our high ground, making our rookies shake with anticipation for the oncoming fireworks display. And on top of it all, the trooper pod and officer pod intersect at just the right moment. I grab a rookie with an AP grenade handy and throw it at the big group to start off the engagement. And our rookie scores a kill on the officer, sentry, and a trooper, wounding the others as well. Priority numero uno is the drone. Normally they would be a problem, but with our high ground it becomes trivial at best. Next up I move the only rookie with an assault rifle to take down the engineer right below us. Unfortunately, he cannot see the engineer. Looks like a job for our infinite grenade supply. And since the assault rifle rookie still has a shot to take, I might as well gamble with a 45% to hit and take down another trooper. Which, in an alternate universe, would have been pretty cool. As it nears the end of my turn, I try to flashbang the gunner and a trooper. I cannot get both, so I decide to prioritize the gunner. Since I have all these SMGs, the high ground won't let me reap the benefits with the severe aim penalties. Just so I can pressure them as much as I can, I throw down an SMG rookie to use next turn. And just to make sure that we're as safe as can be, I pop a smoke grenade for additional defense until my next turn. It seems the troopers are a bit scared of me at the moment, so I'll take advantage of this high ground to take some pot shots to remove the overwatches. But since I don't want to waste all my shots, I use the flashbang on my SMG rookie down below to solve the problem. This frees up the rest of my squad to move around up top. And I waste no time to dispatch the exposed and hunkered down trooper. And as soon as I notice I have a spare AP grenade on hand, I finish off the low health gunner to finish the firefight. And just like that, 2 bods down with no problems. I move the remaining members of the squad down to look for the sectoid pod. And, funnily enough, it decides to show up with a frost trooper at its side. But our bright-eyed recruit decides to make it a 1 versus 8 scenario instead. Immediately, I mobilize the rest of the squad to get as close as they can to take out the sectoid as soon as possible. And still, better to take the 40% shots than to let them stand by idly. That and a flashbang should guarantee this sectoid is unable to do much for his next turn. And since I'm feeling pretty confident, I move up another rookie to take one last pot shot. A clean hit, and that sectoid only needs 4 more damage to call this mission a success. But since I don't have any decent shots left, I overwatch and wait out the sectoid's turn. And another panicked overwatch comes to say hello. Since I'm out of flashbangs and I don't want frag grenades to destroy the loot, I decide to take some more pot shots from above.
It's still moving.
Right. That was part of my master plan.
And just like that, our lucky ace shot rookie does another 4 damage to save me a headache and some loot as well. And with the flawless mod, I get a bonus of some Elerium crystals to stock up for later.
To end the Elder's false vision. That is the purpose of all skirmishers. Until it is done, there can be no other path for us.
An excellent first mission with plenty of promotions and corpses. No injuries and bonus Elerium for the flawless. So far, the start of this campaign seems very promising. Now I quickly meddle with research and engineering to get some cutscenes out of the way and get busy with some early game progression. Now you might notice these starting rookies to be very interesting and special. I have a mod called Rookie Customization Options to make them look unique upon their first viewing. But you can clearly see some clipping issues and a general ugly design to most of them. One moment while I deal with that. Alright, time for promotions. Let's get started with our first rookie. Feel free to read all of these abilities and classes at your own discretion. I will only mention them when they're really important or have some relevancy later on. Also, in regards to stats, I typically shoot for mobility within the first 2 or 3 promotions and then health and then name. Afterwards I start to round out negative stats to make sure the soldiers are performing as optimally as possible. Also, if there is any interest in taking over these soldiers, I might make a quick Steam Workshop collection full of all the cosmetic mods I use. That way anyone can use my cosmetics to make a soldier of their own design and have some stakes within the campaign. It's definitely a common practice among other XCOM series as well, but having that bit of connection definitely makes you care a lot more. A good example of this is Beagler Rush's Live and Impossible series. Even though I know none of the people behind the Patreon names, I still root for them due to their uniqueness and hilarious names. But enough about that, let's get busy with the Geoscape. Immediately I go for the black market so I could unlock it as early as possible and sell all the loot I don't need.
My kind were once the puppets of Advent, slaves to the
Oh, and I can't forget to build a resistance ring in the prime spot. Plus, covert operations will be crucial to getting some special units as early as possible.
cannot be stopped. By our own hands, we will destroy all that the Elders value.
Commander, we currently have no new supplies coming in. We'll need to seek out new means.
Now
of
it's back to
replenishing
scanning our starting region and hope we get at least a 5-day mission expiration for the first liberation mission. Although not a liberation mission, an engineer is also top priority at the moment. Time to send out a squad. And now our rookie squad is ready to go for their first mission. If you are at all confused for seeing a seeker on one of my rookies' heads and a spark unit right off the bat, then I can only answer one of those questions. I have a mod called Starting Spark which gives me a spark in my starting roster. As for the seeker headgear, I plead the fifth on that one.
I am sure you will find the results to be as intriguing as
More research and more stuff I won't be able to use until I get a proving grounds. Time to keep up the grind down there, try again.
number of valuable applications stemming from this technology. I'll have a report assembled as soon as the research is complete.
Sadly, The liberation mission I was looking for has a 2-day expiration. And the rescue mission is also too short. Looks like we'll have to settle with just an engineer within this first mission batch.
Commander, I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
Commander, we can now work to establish contact with local resistance groups operating out of regions around the globe. Once we've collected sufficient intel to make contact, we'll need to scan the target region for the operative signal.